Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Estelle and I'm the indie author of The Londoners and SEO for Authors. And today, actually, I'm going to do like some February-ish updates. Yeah, because February was the smallest month of the year, but there were 2 weeks off from school for the little one and a few painful days for the husband. So not an easy month in terms of general organization. However, because I listed everything I accomplished, I'm kind of amazed that I could still cram out a few things in there that I can be proud of. So, without further ado, let's go into the topic of today, which are some monthly updates, as we do usually since last month. Okay, so let's do some office updates. Last month I told you that my father-in-law would be doing some construction work in my office to cover the pipes and install a door. But that's completed, guys. He did it in February, and I'm very, very happy to be able to come back to my office because I couldn't go in there for like a week and a half, but it's already too much for me. Yeah, the painting work is left to be done in the main office, so this room, as well as a lighting change. But that's gonna happen later this year, because the lighting, usually it's yellow. Here you see me with my face all lit up. All right, I'm not yellowish, but that's because I have 2 lights on the side. There you go. Behind YouTube. Okay, let's talk about The Londoners, my firstborn. It celebrates its 5th anniversary on March 23rd. So to mark the event, I'm organizing a read-along. So the concept is that we're going to read a few chapters each week and discuss them together via emails and videos. You can already register through the website. I'm going to put the link down below for you if you don't want to miss it. You just, enter your email in there. I already have a few people who are registered that are not family members. So yeah, don't hesitate to join the fun. It's definitely going to happen. So yeah, if you don't want to miss out, then that's your cue to register. Among other news about The Londoners, I've had contacting bookshop for distribution on my to-do list for the longest time. Ask my friend, author Kira Gregory. She will tell you that, it was on my to-do for a very long time. It's only a few weeks since I finally sent the email. I'm kind of proud of it, even though the answers I got were all negative. But on the bright side, I now know that distribution will be key to getting my next book into bookstores. Because, the main reason why they said no was the logistics. How would the paperbacks be ordered at the bookshop, and what if they wanted to return them? Because the thing with the bookshop my book is in is that it's local. I can go there every week if I want to. I can even go there every day if I want to. So there's no logistic question because I'm local and I can go there. But for the others, obviously, I'm not going to Brussels every day. So they preferred working with their usual distribution partners, which I totally understand. And so, that's my cue to add my books to Ingram Spark and add wide distribution to my paperbacks. However, when setting up my account on Ingram Spark, they've asked for my ID so they could verify my identity. And I'm not very fond of sharing my ID on the internet, even more so when they say it will be redacted and not deleted. you know. So we'll see if there's another way. If there's not, I hope there won't be a breach of information. But yeah. On a more positive note, the Londoners reached €500 in sales. That's more than 200 books sold. I mean, paid for. It means it finally paid off its cover design after 5 years out. Yeah, big milestone, yay! The biggest chunk of this month's update is, you know, Once Upon a Sky. That's my middle grade novel that I am supposedly going to release this year in fall. And so this month I finished writing the cover design brief and I started sending it to artists. And well, let me tell you, I was naive. If the designer is usually working with traditional publishers, the price is abysmal. It averages $3,500, like US dollars. Obviously, with my small indie budget, I didn't go with any of them. Obviously. Although I'm happy I did send them the brief because I dare to ask, you know. And the email back. I mean, it's already incredible that I got answers, even if they're on the expensive side of the spectrum. I'm really glad that they did answer. So when I received those quotes, obviously, I turned to something else, a cheaper, you know, thing. I turned to Reedsy to get some quotes. Funny story. Yeah, you're gonna laugh about that. I almost fell off my chair when the first quote arrived. €10,000. Yeah. The designer had understood that it was a children's book and that it needed 24 illustrations plus the cover. So, yeah. When I told her there was a misunderstanding somewhere, she adjusted the quote to €400. That's way better and way cheaper also. But finally, I chose my designer among the 5 I was in contact with on Reedsy, and that wasn't the person who quoted me with the 10k euros. And he started working on the first mock-up last Monday. And I cannot wait to see what he will come up with and obviously to share it with you, even though it's not gonna be like I'm not gonna share it next month, but you know, closer to the release date. But all I can say is that it's going to be incredible and I cannot wait. And yeah, I'm super excited about that. On the free short story side, you know that I finally formatted Finding Maxwell in EPUB and PDF formats. It's already ready in MailerLite to be sent to my newsletter subscribers. But I think I'll be waiting a few months before sending it because I don't want people to be confused with too many things to do in the same newsletters. And you know, with the read along coming up, there's already gonna be a few newsletters to interact with for those who will be interested in joining. So yeah, I will be waiting a little bit before sending it out. Maybe even wait until the novel comes out. I don't know. We'll see about that. And obviously we're going to talk about the editing phase. This one is always a bit tricky. And I recently watched John's video on the truth about being a writer. I'm gonna put the link down below because this is worth watching. In which he said people should stop complaining about not having time for writing because they do tend to have time for everything else but writing. I felt seen. I have to admit that I did play some video games in February while also reading 4 books. So yeah, I definitely had time for editing. I just didn't do it. So next month, in my next update, if you still hear that I haven't done any editing on Once Upon a Sky, please feel free to send me an email to scold me, because yeah, it's not gonna edit itself, So yeah. Do let me know in the comments what you've been up to, and I will see you next time for another video. Bye!